Imagine living around 37 AD in a world ruled by the Romans and into the family of a man who would later be known as Emperor Nero. Born Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, Nero was the son of Gnaeus Domitius Ahenobarbus and Agrippina the Younger. His family was no ordinary one, being part of the renowned Julio-Claudian dynasty. The early years of Nero's life were far from idyllic. His father, a man of ill repute, passed away when Nero was a mere 3 years old. The subsequent years saw his mother, Agrippina, exiled by the infamous Emperor Caligula. This left young Nero in the care of his aunt, Domitia Lepida, the younger who raised him during these turbulent times. However, Agrippina's exile was not a period of complete despair. She was a woman of ambition and cunning, and it was through her machinations that the tide soon turned in Nero's favor. In a twist of fate, Agrippina married her uncle, Emperor Claudius, who then adopted Nero as his own son, effectively making him the heir to the throne. Thus begins the extraordinary life of the man who would be Emperor Nero, a life marked by power, intrigue, and controversy. In the year 54 AD, a young Nero ascended to the throne, beginning what would be a tumultuous reign. At the tender age of 16, Nero became the youngest Roman emperor in history, a boy king in a world of seasoned warriors and cunning politicians. In a time when rules were rigid, Nero was an exception, as he was known to notably be married to a man. In the early years of his reign, Nero was not alone in his rule. His mother Agrippina, a woman with ambitions as vast as the empire itself, his tutor Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, and his husband, they all played significant roles in guiding the young emperor. Their influence was seen in the relative peace and prosperity of these early years. But beneath this outward prosperity, there was a complex psychological landscape that was beginning to take shape. Nero's mental health during his reign is a topic of great historical intrigue. His upbringing, marked by the death of his father at an early age and the overbearing ambitions of his mother, created an environment of stress and instability. This, combined with the immense pressures of ruling an empire, likely exacerbated Nero's neuroses. Historians speculate that Nero may have suffered from a range of psychological issues, including narcissism and possibly even borderline personality disorder. These psychological problems would come to deeply impact his rule, leading to decisions made out of fear and insecurity rather than reason and wisdom. Nero's reign was not just about politics and power. He had a deep passion for the arts, a love that would shape much of his rule. He was an avid patron and participant in music, drama, and even chariot racing. He considered himself an artist first and an emperor second. One of Nero's most significant achievements was the construction of the Domus Aurea, or the Golden House. This grand palace, a testament to Nero's love for all things extravagant, was adorned with gold and filled with treasures from across the empire. It was a symbol of Rome's might and Nero's taste for luxury. Beyond architecture, Nero also left his mark on cultural life. He established athletic competitions in the Greek style and music competitions, where he would often perform himself. These events brought joy and entertainment to the Roman people, showcasing Nero's commitment to the cultural enrichment of his empire. But Nero's reign was not all grandeur and games. Power struggles simmered beneath the surface, and Nero's paranoia began to cast a shadow over his rule. He saw enemies in every corner, real or imagined, leading to a climate of fear. Nero's reign was marked by grandeur, extravagance, and a fervent passion for the arts. But it was also marred by dark undertones of power struggles, psychological turmoil, and as Nero's reign progressed, so did the controversies and the discontent among his people. One of the most infamous events was the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. The city in all its glory was reduced to ashes, and the whispers began. Rumors spread that the Emperor Nero himself watched the city burn, playing his lyre from the safety of his palace. It was a tale that painted Nero as a man indifferent to the suffering of his people, a man too consumed by his own whims and fancies. In the aftermath of the fire, Nero needed a scapegoat. He found it in the Christians, a minority group already viewed with suspicion. He blamed them for the fire, igniting a wave of religious persecution that would mark a dark chapter in Rome's history. Christians were arrested, tortured, and executed in public spectacles, their suffering used as entertainment for Roman citizens. Nero's reign wasn't just marked by public atrocities. His private life was equally marred by controversy. His relationship with the Senate became increasingly strained as he took more and more control, moving away from the traditional model of shared governance. He acted as a despot, with little regard for the checks and balances that had once defined the Roman political system. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of Nero's reign was his alleged propensity for murder. Among his supposed victims were his own mother, Agrippina, whom he saw as a threat to his power, and his wife Octavia, accused of adultery in a likely plot to remove her from the picture. These acts, if true, show a man willing to kill those closest to him in order to secure his position. Nero's rule had become synonymous with tyranny, decadence, and disregard for Roman tradition, leading to an inevitable downfall. In the year 68 AD, Nero's rule came to an abrupt and tragic end. A revolt led by Galba, coupled with the Senate's declaration of Nero as a public enemy, sent shockwaves through his reign. Cornered and desperate, Nero chose to end his own life. As per historical accounts, his reported last words were, "What an artist dies in me." Nero's life and reign, a blend of opulence, cruelty, and artistic fervor, came to an end, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue historians to this day. Nero's life was a tumultuous roller coaster of power, passion, and paranoia. Born into the heart of Roman nobility, he ascended to the throne as emperor, a role he would occupy with a blend of flamboyance and fear. His reign was marked by grand architectural projects and the promotion of public performances, a testament to his artistic inclinations. However, his rule was also punctuated by scandal and suspicion. His sexual orientation, a subject of much debate, earned him both admiration and derision in equal measure. His persecution of Christians, a decision driven by paranoia and political expedience, left an indelible stain on his legacy. Historians and the public alike grapple with the complex character of Nero. Some view him as a tyrant, others as an enlightened despot. Regardless of the lens through which one chooses to view him, the narrative of Nero's life is fraught with intrigue and controversy. And so, Nero remains one of history's most enigmatic figures, a man whose life was as dramatic and contentious as the times he lived in. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking this video.